Institute Ranking Framework NIRF 2016 and 2017 initiated by MHRD. In the year 2017, our institute is placed 50th among the engineering institutions, including IITs and NITs, and 8th among all the NITs. The institute is also participating in NIRF this year and other world ranking scheme. Further, sir, I am happy to bring to your kind notice that all the 5 UG and 1 PG program of our institute have been accredited by the National Board of Accreditation in recent past. Process of accreditation of 1 UG program and 16 PG program, which were accredited up to June 2016, has been initiated. The institute has taken up few research programs in collaboration with industries like Amadox Development Center, India, Sajanand Medical Technologies, Melin Innovations Private Limited, Noida, CDEC, Pune, DRDO and ARDB in association with IIT Bombay. Few more programs in association with Surat Municipal Corporation for upgrading the knowledge of their working engineers is initiated. The institute has 10 departments with well-equipped laboratories, central workshop with CNC machines, sophisticated instrument center. To meet the requirement of thrust areas, around 10 new laboratory buildings have been constructed and are now functional. New faculty quarters comprising of total of 80 flats have been occupied. The new state-of-the library is already functional, which is equipped with more than 87,000 books, 15,000 back volumes, thesis report, and 3,900 online journals and a virtual library. The institute has a full-fledged hostel section under direct control of Dean Student Welfare, 9 chief hostel wardens, and a team of 10 wardens and 7 associate wardens act as local guardian for nearly 4,600 students in 10 hostels of the institute. All the students have been provided with fully furnished accommodation. The institute has planned for more infrastructure facilities like an auditorium with a seminar room and cafeteria, residential towers for C&D Tech quarters, bank, post office building, etc. In addition, some of the existing structures, namely the administration building, old library building, staff club, and selected academic buildings will be renovated. Necessary approvals have been obtained and the architects have been selected. The facilities is expected to be ready soon. We are also planning to add essential services like bus transport, ambulance, pharmacy and pathological lab in health center. The Central Computer Center of the Institute is one of the most advanced center in this region with a bandwidth of 100 Mbps from NMICT project of Government of India and 384 Mbps from other including BSNL. With a total 484 Mbps 1:1 sharing internet facility. The entire campus, including all the hostels, is on 10 giga backbone optical fiber network. As part of National Supercomputing Mission of Government of India, SVNIT has collaborated with CDEC for Param 7, the supercomputing solution for high performance computing and deep learning to promote research by integrating leading edge emerging technologies. Institute has received approval for technology-based incubation center for student startup. Basic facilities in the thrust areas will be created using DST grant of about 7.5 crores. In addition, Government of Gujarat has sanctioned Rs 1.4 crores towards fellowship to be paid to young engineers under student startup initiatives. Under TechWith 3 program, a sanction of about 7.5 crore has been received to mentor the Madan Mohan Malaviya University of Technology at Gorakhpur. Under this, number of infrastructure facilities will be created at SVNIT. During the period under report, through TechWith 2, about 53 faculty members and 23 research scholars have participated in international conferences abroad. The institute has organized more than 90 events such as conferences, short-term training programs, symposia, workshops, staff development program, etc. TechWith 2 has met 8 out of 8 point in the performance assessment. This obviously reflects the potential of faculty and excellent team spirit, and I am confident that the same work will prevail in TechWith 3. I am quite confident that with the grace of Almighty, active leadership of our Honorable Chairperson, member of the Board of the Governors, Senate members, necessary support from the Ministry and agencies like DST, DRDO, TechWith, etc., and committed efforts of learned faculty and dedicated ministerial staff, moral support of alumni and existing students, this institute will add many more feathers in its cap in the future. Finally, I assure the graduates that the basic training imparted by SVNIT will provide you a strong foundation in all your future endeavors. May God bless you all with all the strength and opportunities to come up with a bright and successful career. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. I am extremely happy to introduce the Honorable Chairperson, Mrs. Jaya Panvalkar, Chairperson, Board of Governors, SVNIT, has BE and ME degrees in Electronics and Telecommunications, and with MS in Electrical Engineering with Computer as her major, a degree which she obtained from Colorado State University, USA. Mrs. Panvalkar has worked as Joint Director, Central Water and Power Research Station for around 22 years, coordinating United Nations project in hydraulic instrumentation, mathematical modeling. Thereafter, she worked as Director, Chief Technology Officer and Head of Engineering in Pace Soft Silicon Private Limited for around 5 years. Since 2005, she is serving as the Senior Director and Site Leader in NVIDIA Corporation. Under her able leadership, NVIDIA received many awards and she was recognized for her extraordinary work at Platinum Jubilee Celebrations CWPRS and won Param Best Parallel Programming Application Award. She also has to her credit 50 research papers. Currently, she is the Governing Council Chartered Member of TIE, Chairperson of All India Women in Animation, and regularly provides consulting, mentoring to various companies and institutions. May I now request the Honorable Chairperson, Board of Governors, to address the esteemed audience.
Hello. Good morning, everybody. Little more louder, please. Good morning, everybody. I am extremely happy to be here with all of you today on 15th convocation of SVNIT Surat. I have been associated with the institute for last 3 years and have seen the progress of the institute, and I am really very proud to be with you for this on this occasion. I heartily welcome Dr. Anil Kaneji, former Vice Chancellor of MS University, Baroda, for accepting our invitation to be the chief guest for the today's function. Thank you, Anilji. Actually, I'm very happy and it gives me a great pleasure to be with all of you, Director Dr. Gandhi, Registrar Dr. Vakharia, all the BOG members, all the Senate members, all the deans, all the heads of the departments, faculty, non-teaching and teaching staff of the institute, and most importantly, the students who are the dreamers of today's society. I consider them really the dreamers of the society and raring to take over the world. I also wish a warm welcome to all the parents who are here to see their children succeed. They have had lots of dreams when they really reared their children and wanted to have the excellent education from a reputed school. And I'm very happy that they are seeing the pass outs of SPNIT students and help building the careers for their children. When I came over here, or when I thought of 15th convocation, I was thinking that most of the students receiving the degrees were maybe in their early or late 20s. Early 20s where they are just the bachelors, and late 20s where they are graduates and doctorate students. And I was thinking that what I was 22 years back, and after 45 years of delivering professional service, what I have learned over the period, I realized one thing, that I was a very innocent girl with lots of dreams, and being a rare profession at that time for lady engineers, thinking, having some scarce thought in my mind, like how am I going to build my career, to where I'm standing in front of you, delivering actually the degrees to you students. We passed through different home front, different professional careers, different professions in life, travel different countries, earn different knowledge, acquire different competence, and also become a different person at the end of the career. So I thought that maybe I can share with you some of my experiences of how this travel happens, because that may help you in your future career. So I'm going to share with you 7 C's of success, which are going to remain with you, or which you can give a thought over the period of time. Because I realized the things change, they are different, but the fundamental principles of how we tackle the life remains the same. Of course, we change according to the situations that they come on us. So first and foremost of all, my first C is competence. I want to give my own example. When I was doing my bachelor's degree, I had a computer major and I have not seen a computer. And that point of time, we were building circuits using 3-pin transistors. And the maximum circuit I built was with 8 transistors. And when I was in NVIDIA, in 2008, we delivered a chip which was 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch and was having 8 billion transistors. So if the technology can advance, then we have to advance along with it. So gaining competence over the period of time is the extremely important thing. One of the things I learned is that we have to be student throughout our life. Because when I was talking to Anil, when we were having breakfast, he said that teaching is the best profession to learn. I feel that yes, teaching is the best profession. I have been associated with education. But at the same time, remaining student throughout your life is the best education, because you are on the absorbing mode. You absorb many things as they come to you and you develop your personality. So build competence as much as possible. I'll tell you the example. You know about Sundar Pichai. I don't have to tell you who is he. Anybody knows? He is the CEO of Google with Indian origin, and he delivered an address of 2017 very recently, and he said that 4 years back we were having mobile first as our mission, and we moved on to now AI first as our mission. So remember that a company like Google in 4 years' time have to change their entire course of action, and therefore I'm very happy that Dr. Gandhi has introduced high performance computing and deep learning type of newest education, and he was dreaming of having the ocean engineering contributions in the research from our organization. So these are some of the things that we have to read. So first C is competence. Second C for me is confidence. One of the important things is that you remain competent, you gain confidence. And my professor at early age, when I was doing my master's, my thesis was in electronics and telecommunication, but was the first thesis to be in the software. At that point of time, hardware was considered the only important thing for the electronics engineers, and my thesis was on software. I was a little bit skeptical, but he said, confidence is your asset. Do not lose it. And wherever and whenever I go in life, I always remember that I'm going to keep that confidence along with me. So second C is confidence. Third C is courage. Why I'm taking third C as courage is that competence and confidence allows you to have courage to think differently, to think out of box, and to let the world not lead you, but you lead the world. And when you are now raring to jump into the new world, you have to remember that you can change the things. You have not to accept the things as they come, but you can have the confidence and courage to change the things when you are competent enough. And that's why I feel that courage is very, very important aspect. Fourth C is communication. Why communication? Communication does not mean that you have to just speak or you have to speak good English. I'll tell you that I have been across the world giving addresses to different people from Taiwan, Germany, Japan, Hong Kong, and I realized one thing, that as long as you communicate your ideas properly, as long as you listen to what the other party wants, and as long as you care for what others are wanting from you to listen, you are basically communicating. And one of the things that I have learned from Modi ji's 7 success stories is the best communication is also to be a very good listener. I have seen and I have heard from many people in different ministries that when he listens to the new ideas, he just quietly absorbs the entire discussion. Maybe it runs for 2.5 hours, 3 hours, and then at the end of it, asks his question to drive you through. So he has the courage, but he has the excellent communication power. So one of the fourth important thing I feel is communication. So absorb and learn is also part of communication. Another important aspect of communication is to be a leader. I am the member of Abdul Kalam fan club, and I listen to his stories of success many times. I have also the privilege of hearing to his talks when he was leading the space projects at several occasions on DRDO, when he was telling them how we have to nationalize our technologies. And at that point of time, he delivered one thing, that in 1973, he was given a task of leading a satellite mission, was to be launched, PSLV, Polar Platform for launch, to be done on 1980. When at the launch time, he was the project leader, and at launch time, he was sitting in the computer room. After 2 minutes, the computer was telling that there is some error. but his confident members of the designing told him that no, go ahead, it will not have problem. And he really clicked the button to go ahead the mission. And after 10 minutes, the mission failed. He was in dilemma what to do. And Satish Dhawan was leading the institute at that point of time. And he said that I will address the press conference. And he said that we have thousands and thousands of people who are working for this mission. And my mistake that it didn't succeed. But in 6 months' time, there will be a success. And after 6 months, when the mission was completed to land